5 belongs.
This is 5 News Scene tonight. Ken Roberts and Debbie Norville anchor the news of the weekend. Dennis Dumler with Superstar Sports. And Glenn Schwartz with Color Radar Weather.
Good evening. The DeKalb County Medical Examiner's Office has now positively identified the body of a young black male found in the South River earlier today. That body is that of 15-year-old Joseph Eugene Bell. The youngster was last seen alive by a friend on March 2nd of this year. Today, his remains were found in the South River in the southeast portion of DeKalb County near the Rockdale County line.
Members of the News Scene team and the Live Eye were at that South River site just moments after the body of Joseph Bell was found. 5 News Scene's Jean Blake has been following the story. Jean, what's the latest from the police standpoint?
Well, Debbie, police were called to the South River in southeast DeKalb County today at about 1:30. A couple on a trail bike had spotted the body. Tonight, DeKalb County Police Chief Dick Hand announced that a positive ID had been made.
The body has been identified by the medical examiner through dental x-rays as that of Joseph Bell, 395 Lawton Street in Atlanta.
When asked how long he thought the body had been in the water, Chief Hand said it was hard to tell, but he did tell us the condition of the body was poor. However, one source told News Scene that the body was probably in the river for about 1 month. Because several other of the more recent bodies on the task force list have been found in underclothes or other remnants, Chief Hand was asked specifically what Bell was wearing.
How was he clothed in?
No comment.
Hand was asked that question repeatedly and finally said he had a reason for not answering it. But according to one well-placed source, JoJo Bell was wearing practically nothing when he was found. Chief Hand says the body of JoJo Bell was probably thrown off the Klondike Road Bridge, 3/4 of a mile up the road from where it was found. He says that is just a guess, but he assumes it to be true because this area is so inaccessible. Because of the length of time the body was in the water and because of the location at which it was found, Chief Hand says there will probably be very little evidence for police to work with. Debbie, tomorrow a medical examiner will perform an autopsy on JoJo Bell's body to try to determine what he died from.
All right, we'll wait till then. Thank you, Jean. Ken.
Meanwhile, 5's Jim Kay reports now that the body of JoJo Bell was found in circumstances very similar to several other Atlanta murder victims.
The body of JoJo Bell was found about 25 miles from downtown Atlanta, near a tangled bank of the shallow South River. It's a rural area of southeast DeKalb County, and there's a bend in the river not far from the News Bridge at the intersection of Klondike Road and Union Church Road. Local residents who were using the river to cool off on a warm Easter Sunday afternoon walked a red clay road away from where the body was found. Police, who told them little, asked them to leave.
Well, he told us
We ought to be able to figure it out for
we ought to be able to figure it out for ourselves. He said he couldn't really say nothing, we ought to be able to figure it out ourselves. So.
Members of the Missing Children's Task Force huddled on the bank of the South River, studying the body in the water, hoping they might find a clue to JoJo Bell's death. He is the 6th Atlanta murder victim to be found in or near a river, and the 3rd in or around the South River. Investigators on the scene this afternoon had very little to say. Even head of the GBI, Phil Peters.
Is there anything that you can tell us about the body, the condition of the body, how old it was there?
How would you describe the body?
I don't know, I haven't seen it.
Who has seen it that you're not sure?
I don't know, there'll probably be somebody in just a few minutes. Let's get organized. I'll try and find out someone to see where we're going to go.
You confirm the fact that it is a young
I can't confirm anything, I don't know.
It may not be that investigators didn't want to say anything today. Probably, as in so many of the other cases, the killer left very little for them to talk about. Jim Kay, 5 News Scene.
Joseph Bell disappeared as mysteriously as 22 children did before him. He was last seen here at Captain Peg's restaurant on Georgia Avenue. JoJo used to stop by almost daily to do odd jobs for the restaurant owner, Richard Hart.
He's a playful kid. He's real playful. In fact, he kids about the kid snatcher. He said, kid snatcher ain't gonna get me.
Today it was learned JoJo was wrong. The kid snatcher apparently did get him, possibly from an area very near where other children disappeared. Yusuf Bell was last seen a few blocks away from the restaurant on McDaniel Street. Anthony Carter's body was discovered less than a mile away. Police don't know exactly. They may never know how long Joseph Bell had been dead, but he may have made one desperate call for help before he was killed. The day after the boy was reported missing, Richard Harp says he got a telephone call from someone who said, "They are trying to kill me," and then hung up. For 7 weeks, Joseph Bell's family has wondered night after night where their son and brother was. Tonight, they know. But another mother still doesn't know where her foster son is. 10-year-old Darren Glass hasn't been home since last September 14th when he was leaving his house on Memorial Drive. Like Joseph Bell, his case, too, is being handled by the Special Task Force.
I'm Lehman Bennett. Atlanta likes winners, and Potamkin Cadillac has rapidly become one of them. I recently introduced Potamkin Cadillac to Atlanta, and I'm proud that Potamkin is already a big local success story. It's not just high volume and low prices that make Potamkin successful. I know lots of people who went to Potamkin and were treated like Cadillac quality customers. So get treated right. And remember, if Potamkin is not on the back of your car, you probably paid too much.
Now, mushroom shoes comfort you all day long in more fabulous styles and color. Barefoot sandals, soles with wood or rope looks, flexible espadrilles, and color. Even tailored walking shoes. Look for the mushroom for the air bubble comfort sole. Plus more new styles and color.
Mushrooms are available at JCPenney.
You like no-nonsense pantyhose? Then you're really gonna like free no-nonsense pantyhose from Eckerd's photo department. 'Cause now, when you pick up your color prints at Eckerd, you get 2 free pairs of no-nonsense sheer-to-waist pantyhose. Free! And at Eckerd, you always get twice the prints on Kodak paper and 2 rolls of Kodak film for the price of 1. So now at Eckerd, it's twice the prints, twice the film, and twice the free no-nonsense pantyhose. Free. You're gonna like Eckerd. We're gonna make sure.
Welcome to British Caledonian Airways.
You like hot salsa?
Welcome to British Caledonian's Executive Suite. A special place with a special class of service designed exclusively for the business traveler.
What about next year?
The Executive Suite makes getting down to business a pleasure.
British Caledonian Airways.
Make another computer run.
Fly British Caledonian to London and over 40 destinations worldwide.
One man is dead, and his common-law wife is in jail tonight after an early morning Alvin Hart was stabbed in the chest outside his home at 2215 Clarissa Drive in northwest Atlanta. The incident happened around 4 o'clock this morning. Ruth Merritt Battle has been arrested. She's been charged with murder. 2 Nevada State Prison convicts who grabbed 10 hostages at knife point after Easter services at the Carson City Prison today have surrendered now. All the hostages, mostly members of a gospel singing group visiting the prison, were unharmed. The incident began after Easter services when the inmates took the hostages with makeshift knives. They originally demanded a helicopter, but later said they wanted to be transferred to the prison psychiatric unit.
Today was not a good day for the congregation at the Lakewood Baptist Church. 5 News Scene's Jim Kay reports when they arrived for Easter services this morning, they found that much of the building had been gutted by fire.
Members of the congregation stepped over a fire hose on their way to services at Lakewood Baptist Church on this Easter Sunday morning. Firemen still poured water on hot spots more than 6 hours after the fire started. The scene was a surprise on a day when the resurrection was being celebrated.
I don't know. I've never been so surprised in my life. I can't imagine.
Doesn't look real good, though, does it?
No. Sure doesn't.
50 to 60 firemen on 7 trucks fought the blaze starting at about 4:30 this morning. Once a church sanctuary, the building was being used for office space, kitchen, and gym facilities. But firemen said the airspace under the old cathedral ceiling contributed to the intensity of the flames. An explosion of hot gases blew contents out the front door and onto the sidewalk. Some of the members of the congregation I talked to today expressed shock and surprise by what happened here. Yet some of the older members recall that this is not the first time that Lakewood Baptist has been struck by fire. They remember that this building here, which once served as a church, was itself built on the ashes of the original church, also burned by fire. The Lakewood Baptist congregation is trying to build membership after years of decline. and losing a 55-year-old building and its history are going to hurt.
Of course I feel a loss, but that's just a building. I mean, the church is the people, you know. Of course I feel a loss because I grew up there.
Firemen think this was an electrical fire. Church members say there is insurance, and the pastor says a gutted building will not stop rebuilding efforts.
I trust that it will bring our people closer together with deeper determination and commitment to do greater things.
Firemen were able to finally pull away at about noontime. The soaking guts of the building are a hazard until they can be cleared away. Jim Kay, 5 News Scene.
We need it desperately, and Glenn says we're going to get some rain.
Yeah, it's about time. It's been 2 weeks, and there is some on the way, and I'll show some of it on radar when we come back.
Dodge long-range Ram van. Built to go beyond tough. It's Ram tough. Built to go the distance with unsurpassed gas mileage and the greatest range of all standard van models. More than Ford or Chevy. Built with all this and priced lower than Ford or Chevy. Dodge long-range Ram. More range, less bucks.
Dodge trucks are Ram tough.
Test drive Dodge against qualifying competition. We're so confident we'll pay you $50 no matter which truck you buy.
When the Gulf Oil Company opened the world's first drive-in service station, gasoline was just gasoline. But as the years went by, Gulf scientists developed high-test gasolines. Gasoline for when people had to save gasoline. So whether it's regular, unleaded, or super unleaded, gasoline is no longer just gasoline when the technology is Gulf.
Every year, the age-old miracle repeats itself. A seed, a stalk, and then the corn. Today, the miracle is Golden Image imitation cheese product from Kraft, with corn oil replacing most of the milk fat of cheese. It's perfect for sandwiches, snacks, and cooking. In Colby and cheddar flavors and individually wrapped processed slices. Golden Image from Kraft. From an age-old miracle to a modern one.
Tomorrow from noon till 10 p.m., you can save 15 to 50% off selected items during Levitt's big 10-hour after Easter sale. Tomorrow, noon till 10 p.m. Don't miss it.
5 News Scene Weather with Glenn Schwartz has the seal of approval of the American Meteorological Society.
I'm telling you, I sure will be glad to see the rain. I'm tired of going out there and watering my plants.
Yeah, the ground's getting a little bit hard here, and this is the rainy season. This is our rainiest time of the year, and we need some before the summer begins. There's a pretty good chance that we're going to get some somewhere between tomorrow afternoon and Tuesday morning, and along with it, a little bit cooler weather. Let's take a look at today. It sure wasn't very cool today. The high temperature got up to 86 degrees, only 2 degrees away from the record set in 1941. The low only 65. The day's 14 degrees above average again. No rain. We're an inch and a half down for the month and closing in on 5 inches short for the year at 11 o'clock. Temperature still kind of mild, 70 degrees under fair skies. Winds out of the southwest at 13 miles an hour as I fly over the city of Atlanta. The humidity is 64% and the barometer is now falling. We'll take a look at our Color Radar network out of Nashville, Tennessee from just a short time ago, and you can see there's some pretty heavy thunderstorms. They're all in Kentucky, though, stretching from eastern Kentucky straight to the west. You can see the white and red level 4 and 5 thunderstorms, but nothing down around the Atlanta area or back into Alabama, so we have no real chance of rain for the remainder of the night. Turn to our satellite picture from late this evening. You can see the area of thunderstorms from Kentucky extends all the way westward. If you think that was pretty nasty in Kentucky, look at the clouds as we go back towards Kansas. Some very heavy thunderstorms out here. Tornado touchdown in southern Illinois earlier today. Tennis ball size hail. Some really monstrous weather out there. That's all moving to the east. Fair skies back into Texas. So we'll turn to our national map from late this evening, and we'll see warm air stretching up from the south, cold air coming down from Canada around this frontal system, and there's a big contrast across the front. High temperature up to 90 degrees in Macon today, really warm south of the front and really cool north of the front, and where this goes, that's going to determine where what our weather's going to be like for the next couple of days. Another factor in this front is precipitation. We'll see where the precipitation was late this evening, and most of it, once again, was north of this front. So, of course, if the front comes down south of us, it's going to rain and get cooler. If it stays up here, then it's going to stay warm and dry, but we'll see what's going to happen here. There's a lot of rain stretching from the east coast all the way out to Nevada. Now, in the next 24 hours, let's see where that front's going to go, along with this low pressure area triggering those thunderstorms. The low's going to come right about over us, the front sagging down a little bit, and so by tomorrow night, this front's going to start going south, and that's why a chance of rain is getting pretty high, and the cold air coming down from the north. Turn to high temperatures for tomorrow. We'll see the colder air coming into the northeastern portion of the country. Highs in the 40s coming into New England. It's going to be kind of chilly for the Boston Marathon. It'll be fair and mild, low temperature only in the 60s once again. Tomorrow, another warm day and a pretty good chance of thunder showers late in the day or at night. A high temperature of 84 degrees. There's sunrise and sunset times. So even better chance of rain tomorrow night. And then ending on Tuesday morning as the high temperatures drop down below 70 degrees for the first time in a long, long time. And then mostly sunny skies back on Wednesday. But we've been in the 80s for a long time, so we're due for a little bit of rain and a little bit cooler weather.
I don't think anybody's complaining. Thank you, Glenn.
Right, Glenn. And for the first time in 28 years, both the celebration of Easter Sunday and Passover occurred on the same day.
And one of the biggest Easter egg hunts in the world took place at Stone Mountain. We'll have those stories when News Scene resumes.
That's a written guarantee. You get your price tomorrow, or they give them to you free. Tomorrow, tomorrow. Your pictures tomorrow, or they're free. Fox Photo. Fox Photo. Look for the Fox.
Half off developing and printing with coupon from Sunday and Monday's Journal.
Roberts is celebrating its 2nd anniversary with extra sparkle and savings for you. When you buy a GE refrigerator with ice maker provisions, you'll get an $80 ice maker for just half price. That's right, just $39.95. With values like these, it's no wonder more people buy their major appliances and TVs from Roberts than any other single store in Georgia. And Roberts guarantees lowest prices. So add savings to your pocketbook during Roberts' 2nd anniversary sale, I-85 at Jimmy Carter Boulevard.
At Roberts.
Discover gold. Discover gold. A plug of mild chewing, fresh tasting RJ Gold.
RJ Gold from RJ Reynolds. Mild loose leaf tobacco compressed into a plug and put into a pouch to keep it fresher longer.
Discover gold. Discover gold. A plug of mild chewing, fresh tasting RJ Gold.
RJ Gold, the first mild chewing plug in a pouch.
Discover gold.
Inflation has driven the cost of driving out of sight. Toyota helps you cut it down to size during deflation days, featuring some of the greatest gas savers America has ever seen. The Starlet, America's gas mileage champ. The Tercel, one of the world's best-selling economy cars. The all-new Toyota diesel truck, mileage you never thought possible. No one puts the squeeze on inflation like Toyota during deflation days. Better hurry in. Deflation day savings may never be this good again.
Today is Easter Sunday. It is also the celebration of the Passover. Only once every 28 years does both religious observances fall on the same weekend. About 100,000 pilgrims, both Christian and Jewish, swarmed into Jerusalem today. Hourly masses were said at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where Christ is believed to have risen from the dead. Mass was also said in Vatican City. Pope John Paul appealed for world peace and an end to an abortion. He then gave Easter greetings in a record 43 languages. President Reagan also celebrated Easter with private services at the White House.
And back here in Atlanta, they called it the world's largest Easter egg hunt as hundreds headed for Stone Mountain Park today in search of the prize-rendering golden egg. 5's Jim Thomas has more.
This wasn't your everyday Easter egg hunt, mind you. The people running this show claim it's the biggest, 21,000 eggs in all, scattered through a rolling meadow. They say it's one for the Guinness Book of World Records. After some good luck wishes from the Easter Bunny herself, the crowd was off. They swarmed through the field like a cloud of bees, looking for the special eggs of silver and gold that they could trade for goodies galore. It only took about 10 minutes for those special eggs to be found. Finding lost parents took much longer.
We have a little blonde child in a pink and white two-piece suit. She has a black purse with her. Will the parents please come to the tent?
It was over in less than a half hour. Some left with the goodies, some left with a basket full of hard-boiled eggs, some left with only a hope that next year they'd find the golden egg. From Stone Mountain Park, Jim Thomas, 5 News Scene.
Now it's time to hear from you in letters to editorial feedback. Here's 5's editorial director, Mary Stimmel.
D.H. of Decatur comments on our editorial asking Governor Busby not to sign the legislative pension bill. I thought we had a government by the people, he writes. We need a Proposition 13 here. I never saw an amendment on the ballot raising salaries or retirement benefits. The state and local governments continue spending with little regard for us taxpayers. State employees are not even taxed on their retirement here in Georgia, while others are. If they truly need more tax dollars, why don't they wise up and legalize gambling? And MB of Conyers shares her feelings with us about the treatment of Vietnam veterans as compared with the treatment of the returning Iranian hostages. 13 years ago, she writes, I stood and looked at that flag-covered casket, then at my 3 young children, knowing their father would never see them again. He was a career Marine, but he had given his life for a futile cause, and no one cared. If the people of the United States were able to give so much glory to the ex-hostages, certainly it's not too late to let these men know that we thank them and appreciate their sacrifices too. Their suffering was not in vain, and like the ex-hostages, they are also number one with us. Letters to our editorial board shared with you.
They say the Braves have returned to winning ways.
Yeah, they finally got those sticks warmed up a little bit today, too. Braves won. Tell you all about it when I get back.
Ralph, I work harder on weekends than I do during the week. First dandelions, now chickweed. My lawn.
Relax.
I'd like to.
Try 33 Plus. More than 33 weed killers in one can. Wow. So it gets rid of dandelions, chickweed, even poison ivy.
33 Plus does all that?
See? Kills more than 33 weeds.
Great. Only now what'll I do on the weekends?
33 Plus. More than 33 weed killers in one can from Spectrum.
One Friday night, the Winchell Corporation had to send 1,777 packages to 1,777 places overnight. One carrier couldn't guarantee delivery. Another wouldn't. And one said absolutely, positively, no. Then they called Emory. And since we take more packages to more places than anyone, we delivered everything on time. So call Emory first, because in business, success means being at the right place at the right time.
There's got to be a way to top the 721.
George Peabody, go to sleep.
Look, I designed Firestone's tire using 7 around 2 wrapped by 1. There are 24 million on the road. Still, I ought to be able to top it, right?
Right.
Of course, it'll take time. Nights, some weekends, maybe months, years, a lifetime.
Maybe never.
What? Did you say never?
Never.
Never?
The Firestone 721. It's one tough tire to top.
Suffering from sticker shock? Your Fiat dealer has the cure. A special $1,000 buyer's bonus on the 80 Brava.
Baseball season this year is starting off in a whale of a way.
I'll tell you what, Los Angeles for the Braves. I said at 6 that they had snapped a winning streak. They didn't. They snapped a losing streak. But yes, they did. The Braves will head out on the road with a much better taste in their mouths after winning the final game of a 3-game series with the San Francisco Giants, a game in which they finally showed some signs of breaking out of that horrible batting slump. Final score from the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, Braves 4, Giants 3. Didn't start off so good because the Giants scored first. Watch the way they get it, too. Darrell Evans hits a line drive that bounces over Miller's head in right field, rolls all the way to the fence. The runner was on first base, and Jack Clark was easily around third and into home. Evans stretched it into a triple, and he was on third when a ground out forced him in, and it was a 2-0 game. That's the way it stayed until the 4th inning when Phil Niekro served up the gopher ball to Jim Wolford. Only one of 2 hits that Nuxie gave up, but this gave the Giants a 3-0 lead. Didn't last very long. The 3-0 lead stayed that way until the bottom of the 9th. Bases full, 1 out. Biff Pocoroba up. He delivers the blow. The Braves win it 4-3, as we say, snapping a 4-game losing streak. They head out in Cincinnati. Elsewhere around the National League, Montreal and New York split a twin bill. Philadelphia over the Chicago Cubs. Postponement in Cincinnati, where St. Louis was scheduled. Pittsburgh shuts out Houston, and Los Angeles rolls past San Diego. In the American League, Toronto 9-1 winners over Detroit. Boston easily past Chicago. Another postponement, this one in Milwaukee, where Cleveland was scheduled. Kansas City beats Baltimore by 1. Texas shuts out the Yankees. Oakland won their 11th straight in the first game and then finally lost. Seattle split the twin bill there. And a postponement, Minnesota playing in California. NBA basketball playoffs, the Philadelphia 76ers just squeaked out a 99-98 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. The Sixers did it behind the strength of Big Daryl Dawkins and, of course, Dr. J. Watch Dawkins, though. Reminiscent of Chocolate Thunder, you betcha. And Jay, he had his moments of flight. But breakaway baskets by people like Bob Lanier for the Milwaukee Bucks. Watch him take the outlet pass and go to the hoop. And Marcus Johnson, that kept the Bucks right there. And it all came down to the final seconds for Don Nelson's team. Looking up at the clock, he sees 14 ticks left. Junior Bridgman goes for 3. He gets it, but they couldn't get any. By 1, they'll play the Celtics for the Eastern Division title. In Phoenix, fun and games there. Kansas City had most of the fun, too, because they were able to get inside consistently. Look at Reggie King here with the pass from Ernie Grunfeld. Big Sam Lacey makes the steal, shows good ball handling ability, and goes to the hoop. The best efforts of people like Dennis Johnson for the Suns. And Alvin Scott were just not enough. Cotton Fitzsimmons' squad wins it 95-88. They'll play Houston for the Western Conference title. Now, it took 2 extra holes, but Beth Daniel won the ladies' stop in Orlando with a long birdie putt. She beat Donna Capone Young, Cindy Hell, Patty Sheehan, and Patty Rizzu, who she had tied with after regulation. And the men also had a playoff in the Tallahassee Open. Dave Eichelberger won it on the first hole over Bob Murphy and Mark O'Mara. Now, that was just one of the men's events. The other was the Tournament of Champions for last year's Winners Only out in California. And that one really turned into something called the Lee Trevino Show, despite the best playing efforts of Raymond Floyd. Floyd started off the day fast with a birdie at number 1, but Trevino matched that on the very same hole. And then he rams another birdie putt home at number 2.
Not to be outdone at the second hole from 20.
Raymond Floyd, the leading money winner on the tour, stayed close because of shots like this one coming at, but Floyd just could not get enough of these to fall for him. Almost like that Ben Crenshaw commercial where it goes in the hole. Mary Mex was just too tough. Look at him lining up the short putt. He gets a 2-stroke victory over Raymond Floyd. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. We'll see Lee Trevino standing on top with a 69 today, 15 under par, 2-stroke win over Ray Floyd, who had a 70. Then comes Bruce Litsky at 72 and 10 under par. Bill Rogers fired a final round 71 to finish at 8 under par, and Ackworth's Larry Nelson, 71 today. He finishes at 7 under also. Now, those playoffs in the National Hockey League faced off on 4 different fronts. Here's a look at the scoreboard, and this is a very exciting game, certainly, between Edmonton and the Islanders. Gretzky with 3 tonight, leading the Eskimos past the Islanders 5-2. The Isles still lead that series, though, by a 2-1 margin. Second period has it all knotted up between Buffalo and Minnesota. The Rangers stopped the St. Louis Blues 6-3. Rangers lead that series 2-1. And in the third period, those Calgary Flames trying to hold on against Philadelphia. 2-1 is the score, and trying to take a 2-1 lead in that series. All the Flames fans in the area, I know, keeping their fingers crossed for that one.
Of course. Now, Dennis, not to put you on the spot, but...
you never do.
No, I never do. Trying to sum up, how do you think the Braves stack up this year?
Their hitting's going to come around. Their pitching so far has carried them. Necro just gave up 2 today. Rick Camp did a good job in relief. If the sticks come around and they can get some kind of pitching, I'm not talking about 3 or 4 20-game winners, but if Perry can come through, we'll get the seasons out of Necro. I think Perry and Montefusco, 2 big question marks, and of course the bullpen. They'll be all right.
And
second
our
or third.
bullpen is solid.
Second or third, yeah.
Right. Thank you much, Dennis. That's going to do it for us from here for now. But you have a good night tonight, a good day tomorrow. For the News Scene team, I'm Ken Roberts.
And I'm Debbie Norville. See you next weekend. Have a great week.
Portions of News Scene have been brought to you by Potemkin Cadillac.